Okay, so the battery is indicating fully charged, and that was I don't know, half hour. But like I said, it was almost charged to begin with, so I'm liking that. A little bit warm. When I plug it in at home, it kind of gets warmer than that. And how much juice do I have left on my 9 amp hour battery? And it's indicating 3 full bars on the battery still. So, okay. As long as this battery works and I put it back in my bike, and that battery works and I use it for my tools, we all good. I'm going to shut that down. Excellent. On this episode of Dewey Roams, I'm down at a park approximately, what we got here, 4 kilometers from my house. 3.75 to be exact. And it's a park I've been to before, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I have been. And today I'm going to go over a couple remote charging systems that I utilize when I go camping, either bike packing, bike camping, or backpacking. I have a portable solar panel that I'll be going over today, and I will also be going over a low capacity charging system for my my e-bike, and I'll go over that with you as well. Today I have my bike with me, and it is geared, totally kitted out for a 72-hour survival situation within a 100-kilometer range. So it would be 50 kilometer there, 50 kilometer back type scenario with an added 12.5-kilometer supplemental charging system that will bring my range with my weight and the bike's weight up to approximately 110, 112 kilometer range. And I'm going to go over that with you. And I'm going to show you my bike right now. Okay, so the bike, when I initially bought it, and I said it in a couple of my videos, this is exactly how I envisioned it. Maybe not exactly, but this is, in my imagination, how I envisioned it. So it's a dual battery bike. It has 2 15 amp hour batteries, one here and one there, which I've gone over multiple times. If you watched any of my videos, you already know that. But today I have my saddlebag, or well, people call them pannier bags, but these are saddlebags. These are I think they're 15 liters each side, so 30 liters over the back motor in my saddlebags. Then I have a modular system. In here, I have 3 multi-bags on the back. In this multi-bag, I have isobutane, I have an isobutane torch, and I have a headlamp, a 400 lumen USB-C rechargeable headlamp. So if I want to get a fire going quick, that's my quick fire bag. This is my traditional fire bag. In here I have ferro rods, I have a isobutane lighter, a torch lighter, I have a regular lighter, and I have supplemental fire starters, some hemp rope and some fire starting cube. And I also have in here, I have a silcock key, and I have some duct tape as well. This is my cordage bag. In here I have a roll of 330 bank line. I have approximately 50, well, actually more than 50 feet. I have probably 70 feet of 550 paracord, and I have some roller cams in there too to set up a quick ridge line. Just get that back up. Obviously you can see I have a bunch of carabiners here if I need them. In this bag is all my electronics. I got my bike charger in here. I got my supplemental charging system in here, which I'm going to go over with you in a bit. I got my tent. This is my 2 to 3 man 4-set tent. This tent is built for comfort for my size. So I do have smaller tents. That tent's about 7 pounds. I do have a tent I have a couple 2-man tents that are, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds each. So I could have shaved a couple pounds off there, but I like that tent for comfort. I have my breakdown camp cot for comfort. I have a breakdown camp table. In here I have my my little summer sleeping bag. It's actually just a sheet, really, because the temperature in Toronto right now it's hot. I have a blow-up air mattress, 6.2 rating camp mattress. Does R rating, so it doesn't matter the R value in the summer, but it's just it's a small lightweight camping air mattress, a good one. And I also have my blow-up pillow in there. And what else I got in there? That's it for now. My tool kit's in here. Everything that I own, every tool that I have in here will disassemble and reassemble the whole bike. I have an extra tube in here. This is new. I added last week. I have a tube in here, a tire patch kit, and my electric pump in here, and that permanently stays there. Before, I used to have to move it from my back trunk configuration whenever I switched up configurations, and I got tired of doing that. So I sourced this bag out. It fits in there perfectly, and yeah, so now I don't have to mess with that every time I change up my back configuration. My breakdown camp chair like usual, my comprehensive first aid kit including clotting patches and tourniquet in there, emergency shears. I have a quick release hatchet. This is just my what are these are, I can't remember the name brand on that, it'll come to me. But anyhow, I have 550 fire starter paracord, wrapped handle, and I also have another couple feet lanyard in there, so I probably have about 10 maybe 8 feet of paracord, fire starter paracord on that. Here I got an extra pair of sunglasses. Over there, extra pair of reading glasses. Now when you look at this, you think, well, the handlebars are going to come in contact. No, they don't. Handlebars doesn't come in contact with anything on my front setup, because the whole carrying cage is hooked to the down tube. It's a separate, completely separate from the forks. On the front here, I have, I believe that's a 64 ounce insulated cooler. There's no water in that, but in this I have my water filtration bladder and my water filtration membrane. So when I get to a river, lake, I put water into the membrane and I filter it into this, and I can carry that full. No sense bringing that full right now because I don't need that full. On this side I have a quick release military shovel, Russian military shovel. Just pull these off and the shovel comes off. So now I got a hatchet, I got a shovel, and if I want to switch up and put a bigger axe on, I can. It'll accommodate a bigger axe as well. Just today I have my hatchet and my shovel, because I planned on going this week for a minimum 48-hour camping trip into a provincial park in Toronto, outside of Toronto, but start from my house in Toronto, and it's approximately 45-50 kilometers one way to Bronte Creek Provincial Park from my house. So we had a heat wave. I didn't want to do it in the heat wave because I didn't want to die. So now we're gonna get some heavy rain. Today is Wednesday. We're gonna get some rain tomorrow, Friday, and all weekend. So I'm gonna set it up for next week, hopefully, where I can get out and get into Bronte Creek Provincial Park. Have my bike cover in there, my camo bike cover, and I guess that's pretty much it. Coyote deterrent, my dog treats, and here I have a capsule with 6 aspirins in it, just bare aspirin. This bike also has charging capabilities through the control panel, USB. I can charge anything, any of my lights, anything, like I mentioned before in my videos. Anything that I think is what, 5 watts I can charge from the bike. And there's my water. That's the only way. I have this water, and I have 2 bottles of water in my front cooler. Now in my cooler today I have food to make an omelet. I'm going to show you the best camping omelet you've ever seen, and I'm going to cook that. So basically today I'm running the weight of the bike for a test before I take it camping, and I decided to go over the rig rundown with you prior to me going camping. I'll do a video obviously when I go camping, and you'll see it all come apart and all go back together. It's all modular, like I said, so if I need anything, I just pull it from the bags. I leave the bags on, or I can just take the bags off and bring the bag wherever I want. Now when I go camping, I will have another bag up here, a waterproof bag that fits in this square perfectly, this rectangle, and it comes up to about the height of my seat. So, and I got one ratchet strap. I'll just put it over the whole bag, and that will accommodate my clothes and miscellaneous things. But that'll be another approximately 10 pounds. So right now I'm going to estimate, and I'm carrying I'm not really necessarily carrying extra gear with me right now, but for the camping trip, but I would estimate the added weight on the bike. Normally I weigh everything. I didn't this time, but I can estimate it to be an additional, this configuration, an additional 80 pounds over the bike with just the batteries. Now the bike itself with the batteries and these 2 cages weighs about 95 pounds. So with the added extra 80 pounds, we're at about 175 pounds before I get on it. And I'm on a keto diet. I am losing weight, which is good. But I still got to drop some more weight. So I'm gonna take some of the stuff out, put it on that table, and I'm gonna go over some of the charging systems that I have. The first system I want to go over is a supplemental charging system for my e-bike without having to plug it in to an alternating current, 110 volt alternating current in a household. Like there are videos out there where people have rigged up inverters that they put on their e-bikes, or they bring the larger solar generators with a solar panel with them somewhere on their e-bike. I own a couple solar generators. They're at home, but they're approximately 45 pounds each, and I don't think that's a viable option to bring on the road. I could in my back basket, but then obviously I can't put anything else on the bike because we're getting up there in weight, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It'd just be better to buy another one of these batteries. These batteries weigh 8 pounds. They're 15 amp hour batteries, and they hold 720 watt hours of stored energy. Now, like I said, 8 pounds. You got to bring the charger, and I'm going to show you what I do with this in a second. This is a charger, the factory charger for the battery. These batteries, this is all, I live in Canada, Toronto, Canada, and these prices are in Canadian dollars. For this battery, this Fucare safety certified 15 amp hour, 720 watt hour battery, I believe they're $699 before tax. So this would be a $700 battery. So my bike came with 2 of them. So obviously I got extended range because I have 2 of the exact same batteries. If I want to get a 20 amp battery conversion, I can do that, and those batteries are $799 each. So they're quite pricey, obviously. So with this setup, I have a lot of power tools, and I'm on the DeWalt FlexVolt system. All my power tools are DeWalt, most of them. 95% of them are DeWalt FlexVolt. And I have a total of 13 batteries. I have, and they range between 4 amp hours to my largest, which is 9 amp hour. So I have 2 9 amp hours, I have 2 6 hours. I have, I think something like 8 5 hours and a couple 4 amp hour batteries. So I have lots of these kicking around. So I got to thinking, I guess last night I was talking to someone on my Facebook, and he reignited the option of charging on the road. So I knew I had this 200 watt inverter that adapts to a DeWalt battery. So sure enough, that's just a protector for the prongs. Sure enough, it works. But now what I will say, this one comes with a light on it. That's the name brand. Got it off Amazon. So the batteries I bought at Home Depot years ago, most of my batteries. So anyhow, this inverter that hooks up to the battery, it turns the battery power into AC power, but it only has a 200 watt maximum. You can only plug something into this that doesn't draw anything more than 200 watts. So I noticed online that people were saying if you try this with your e-bikes, you run a risk of damaging your power tool battery, your e-bike battery, or the charger. So like I was mentioning earlier, my 2 solar generators at home, well, when you plug something into them, they tell you exactly how many watts you're drawing. So I did that. I plugged my battery charger into one of my solar generators, and I plugged it into my battery. And this battery, charging through this, it drew 119 watts. This is a 200 watt maximum system, so I was good. So this will indeed charge this battery. Now, I did the math, and on a 9 amp hour battery, this stores 180 watt hours. So this big battery, the 15 amp hour battery, stores 720 watt hours. So in essence, theoretically, it would take 4 of these from full charge to drained, 4 of these to fully charge this. I'm estimating I can get a 100-kilometer range on pedal assist 3. It has 9 pedal assists on my bike. So I think, or I estimate, I can get 100 kilometers, so approximately 50 kilometers of battery. And I could probably stretch that out, but just say safely 100 kilometers. So one of these batteries, if you divide the 12 and a half, or how did I work that? The 180, sorry, the 180 watt hours, if you divide that into this battery, it'll charge it by 1/4. So you divide 50 by 4, you get 12 and a half. So this battery, in essence, will give me an extra 12 and a half kilometers. You know what? For 4 pounds in one of my saddlebags, a little extra insurance for 12 extra kilometers, because that bike is hard to pedal when it's fully loaded with no motor assist. So I'll be taking this probably everywhere I go. So I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to show you that it indeed does charge this battery. Okay, so when you first plug it in, the light goes green, but then when it starts charging, it goes red. And when it's fully charged, it will go green again. So this battery was fully charged before I left my house, and it has 3.7 kilometers on it. So it's hardly registering it was even been used, to be honest with you. 3.7 kilometers on this battery is nothing. So it's still going to show fully charged. But this will kick off, and I shouldn't be doing this because you're taking a cycle out of the battery. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to be here a while, and I'm going to see how long it takes to top this battery back up to fully charged. And it shouldn't take long, but having said that, I don't know the charging capabilities of this DeWalt 9 amp hour battery. So I'm going to put that to the side, and that's just going to remain charging till that light turns green. Also, on that DeWalt battery, you can plug this into the top of it, and this is a DeWalt name brand one. I have 2 of these at home. One at home, one here now. And these are USB chargers, so you can simultaneously charge 2 things with that. This is a mini, a small solar generator. This one is 30,000 milliamp. And when you buy these, people that have these, I have 4 of them. When you buy these, when they claim 30,000, well, they exaggerate a little on that. That's probably more like 20,000. But this one, I find probably is closer to 30,000 because this is my favorite one, and I get the most use out of this one. I find this the most long-lasting. It has longevity when I plug things into it. And right now, you see the lights indicating it's charging. This was completely depleted. I depleted this on purpose. And it doesn't have a crank on it, this one. And it does have a built-in solar panel, but these things are useless. Anyone that has these, especially a single one. I know some have fold-out 3 and 4 fold-out panels. I don't own one of those, but maybe they work okay. I don't know. But these things, this solar panel here, pretty much you leave it in the sun for a week, it might go up one bar. To charge these with a AC plug, it takes about 6-7 hours. They take a long time to charge up from an outlet. But what I have to do that, I have a big blue 28 watt solar charger, solar panel. This will also, it also has USB-C plugs, and you can charge directly from the solar panel. You can charge directly from the solar panel. I don't know how many outlets this one has. Okay, yeah, this is the most recent edition. This has the 3, I've had this for over a year, but this has 3 USB-C ports. So you can simultaneously charge 3 USB devices, whether you have Apple, Prong, or USB-C. I have all USB-C. I have an Android phone. And all my lights and everything that I buy for camping and survival, they're all USB-C. So this is a fold-out 28 watt panel. And it has 4 panels. So today, it was supposed to be a little bit more sun today, but it is now, what do we got here? It is 10:30 a.m. and the sun really isn't coming out. So I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to plug my 30,000 milliamp power bank into it, and we'll see how it does. Just move my bike over for when the sun comes out. I'll show you where I'm at. I'm in a city run park. I'm in a big field. Not too many people. I haven't seen anyone down here yet. And so this is east over here. So like I said, it's about 10:30 a.m. So the sun should be coming up around over here. Obviously I got a lot of trees, but I can move the bike wherever I want. So I just hooked up the panel. I have already 2 carabiners permanently installed on the panel. So I just hooked it up to my front brake lever and to my back cage here. And I have the actual panel, the solar charger, plugged into the solar panel. So that'll do its thing. That doesn't have a gauge on it how many watts it's putting out, I don't think. Does it? No. This indicates that it's charging. And I leave a permanent, I got some more carabiners in there? Yeah, I do, that's good. I think it comes with 4 carabiners. Yeah, this comes with four carabiners when you order it. I can't remember how much I paid for that. It's probably around $100 for the solar panel. It could be more actually. But it's a 28 watt Big Blue. It's highly rated. And I've used it before and it works well. But we need sun. We need sun. And that's not at the optimal angle right now either. But when the sun comes out, I'll mess with it a bit more. I'll also mention, you can hear it, this has a fan in it. So when I tried it out at home briefly, the fan didn't kick on, but I didn't have it plugged in that long. So that's whatever it takes. Let's go ahead. Okay, so the battery is indicating fully charged, and that was I don't know, half hour. But like I said, it was almost charged to begin with, so I'm liking that. A little bit warm. When I plug it in at home, it kind of gets warmer than that. And how much juice do I have left on my 9 amp hour battery? And it's indicating 3 full bars on the battery still. So, okay. As long as this battery works and I put it back in my bike and that battery works and I use it for my tools, we all good. I'm going to shut that down. Excellent. Okay, so now I'm going to do my famous omelet, camp omelet. So, hey, that's what I like. Maybe if you like what's in it, comment on it. If you don't like what I put in it or you want to add anything, make that comment as well. But I'm going to show you how I make an omelet when I go camping. Frying pan. It's my kettle if I want a coffee. Paper towel, my cutlery kit, my wooden plate, and a small cutting board. All designed to fit into this cooler, which is designed to fit in the front cage on my bike. I don't mean design, it just means when you purchase it, you got to be cognizant of what your dimensions are. I got a couple bottles of water in here, and I also had another 32 ounce Nalgene. Isobutane's in here, small little dish for my cooked vegetables I'll put in there before I put in the omelet. I got a coffee mug, got my stove, my isobutane stove. Got some vegetables in here I got to cut up, some olive oil, salt and pepper, my camp knife, cooking knife. I got my adult ketchup. I have 4 eggs in the holders. I have coffee. I have my mixing bowl. It's an ironwood bowl. I always bring wood with me. I have my little whisk. I have some Tex-Mex cheddar cheese for inside the omelet, and I have my little spatula. It's all right there. I just got to put it together. To make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs. Olive oil, cracked black pepper, Irish sea salt, and my vegetables are pre-washed, but my hands aren't. My hands aren't pre-washed. I forgot I missed a step. Inexpensive internet knife. These are all over the internet. It's a full tang knife. It is razor sharp. It is razor sharp. Gonna be a rough dice on the onions. Now I have a small pan and I have 4 eggs. So do I want to put all these veggies in? Because it will be a veggie heavy omelet. I cut these very thin, julienne style. Okay, so far, yeah, that's quite a bit of veggies. Orange bell pepper, green bell pepper. I'm only going to put half of that. That's enough. It's more than enough, really. I'll fry those up. They'll render down a little bit. So these are obviously 2 egg holders. I also own a couple 12 egg holders for when you have larger groups. Not bad, no shells. Okay, so I put a little pepper in mine, cracked black. Pinch. These are just little portion, sealed portion, and just a little pinch of Irish sea salt, and we'll give that a whisk up. I didn't bring any cream for my omelet. Sometimes I put heavy cream in, or even like table cream, 10% table cream, but I didn't bring that today. It's not a deal breaker if I don't put cream in it or milk. A little extra virgin olive oil. Not too much. Let the pan come up to temp. This isn't a camping pan. This is a pan that I use for my omelets. I do have a folding camping pan, but it was tucked away in my truck, so I just grabbed this one from the kitchen. Like I said, for this little pan, that's pretty heavy on the veg. I know that, but I'll deal with it. Now when I do my vegetables, I like them al dente. I don't like them really soft, so they won't be on the pan long. I'll render them down a little bit. It smells fantastic already. I like pepper. I like pepper. Salt, yeah, I put a little salt, but not much. More pepper than salt for me, for sure. Now, you know, obviously when you make an omelet, you can put whatever you want in it. You know, this is kind of a Spanish omelet, but it's missing a couple of ingredients. You could put some fresh bulb of garlic in. You could put red pepper. You could put chili peppers, which is nice. But I have Tabasco and I have Chihuahua sauce that goes on top. And actually, the cheese I'm putting in is a spiced Tex-Mex cheddar. Tex-Mex cheddar. Got a little kick to it. So you can put green olive, black olive. You can put ham in it. You can put bacon in it. I'm just going just vegetables and the straight up egg. I didn't render down any bacon, or I didn't bring no proteins. And that's all I'm going to have for breakfast. I'm on a keto diet. I get all my meals in between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And it's 10:50 a.m. So yeah, trying to lose weight. It's working. It's working. Okay, so that is almost good for me. Like, you know, like I said, I don't like mine really mushy. So I'm going to take those off, put them in this little dish here while I get the egg started. little more olive oil, be on the safe side, but it's the pan's pretty non-stick. It's actually old, but it's in pretty good shape for its age, unlike me. So like I said, that's 4 eggs. That pan is a little small for 4 eggs, but just barely. And I don't mind my omelet a little runny inside, a little. Okay, so you got little pockets of runniness. That's not bad. The cheese will soak that up. And that's quite a bit of cheese for this omelet, but I like my cheese. That's a lot of cheese. Veggies. Let that cook for just a little bit longer, then I'm good to serve. There's my world famous camp omelet. I'll let that sit for a bit. Let that cheese melt a little bit. Okay, so we're good to rock and roll. I didn't dig into it yet, but I can see the cheese starting to ooze out the side. There you look. A little Tabasco. Quite a bit of Tabasco. And a little of the green Cholula sauce. And that'll be my breakfast until I have my 2 o'clock snack. Let's dig into it, see how she rock and rolls. I pretty much know how it's going to taste because I eat them quite often. Yep, tastes good. Nice and spicy. That's my famous camp omelet. At least famous to me. I don't think anyone else knows it's famous. It's famous in my head. If you see anything that you like, you can like and subscribe to my channel. That would help. I usually average about 15 to 20 viewers per video. And if you have any suggestions, by all means, leave it in the comment section. Yeah, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, bye.